Hello, good evening to all of you. See, in this lecture, we are going to understand a very important concept of ionic equilibrium, that is buffer solution. So, first we need to understand what is the buffer solution and how it is different from normal solution. So, our first question is, what is buffer solution and how it is different from normal solution. Normal solution like water, okay, pure water. See what happens, any buffer solution, actually it resists the change in pH. It resists the change in pH on adding of small amount of acid, base or water, or on diluting it. So basically, let us understand what will happen if we add a small amount of acid or base to a normal solution. What is the pH of pure water at 25 degree Celsius? We know it is 7. If we add 4 gram of NaOH into 1 liter of pure water, what will be the new pH? New pH or pH of the resulting solution. On adding 4 gram, it means that is 0.1 mole. We are adding 0.1 mole of right. In 1 liter, the new concentration will be, molarity of the solution will be 0.1 molar. Concentration of OH minus from the solution will be 0.1. Hence, pOH will be minus negative log of OH minus. It will come as 1. So pH will be 14 minus pOH. At 14 degrees Celsius, this is the relation between pH and pOH. So it will come as 30. So how much change in the pH happened on adding 4 gram of NaOH into pure water? It is delta pH will be 6. 13 minus 7, that is 6. Okay, so it's a huge change in pH on adding 4 gram of NaOH only. But this will not happen in case of buffer solution. If we add same amount of NaOH into any buffer solution, the change in pH will not be such a large. Okay, the change in pH will be less. How it is going to happen? Why the pH change in pH will be lesser in case of buffer solution? We will see after some time. So what is buffer solution? Let us define it. Buffer solution So buffer solution can be defined as solution which resists the change in pH. Solution which resists the change in pH, POH, that pH or POH, both will have the same meaning. Solution which resists the change in pH on addition of small amount of acid, base, or on diluting it, or on dilution. Okay, so in real life, do we know any examples which represent buffer solution? See, in our body, most of the fluids behave as buffer solution. They resist the change in pH. For example, blood. Blood acts as buffer solution. It tries to resist the change in pH. So what are the characteristics of any buffer solution? First, it will be having a constant pH. Okay, it has constant pH on given conditions. Second, pH does not change on addition of small amount of acid, base, or on acid on base. Third, pH does not change on dilution. Also, pH of any buffer solution does not change for standing long. Standing long means if we prepare a solution, buffer solution, and we keep it into lab for many months, the pH of the solution will not change. Okay, so these are the characteristics. Then there are few terms related to buffer solution, such as buffer, what is buffer range, what is buffer capacity, what is best buffer, what is buffer action. So these are the few terms which are linked to this topic. Let us understand them. First one is buffer range. For every given buffer solution, there is certain range of pH for which it will act in normal manner. It will act as buffer solution. Beyond that range, it will not be able to resist the change in pH. So the range of pH in which it acts as buffer. Okay, the range of pH or pOH in which buffer in which given solution resists the change in pH. See, that is the range. Second, buffer action. What is buffer action? When we add acid or base, the way it is going to react, the way it is going to counter the addition of the acid and base, so that the change in pH is not huge. That is known as buffer action. Action of buffer through which it resists the change in pH or POH. Third one is buffer capacity. Very important term. What is buffer capacity? It can be understood. It is denoted by phi, and it can be represented in a numerical formula like this: dB upon dpH. Change in pH on addition of moles of acid or base. It is the ratio of basically it is the ratio of addition of mole of acid or base by change in pH into 1 liter of solution. Right? Buffer range is range of pH in which given buffer solution resists the change in pH. Buffer action of buffer through which it resists the change in pH. Buffer capacity, ratio of moles of acid added, ratio of moles of acid or base added by change in pH into 1 liter of solution. Okay. The fourth one is best buffer. In the given range, there will be a certain pH at which a given buffer will tries to resist the change in pH at its maximum. It is a value of pH at which the resistance to change the pH is maximum. That is known as best buffer. At certain pH, the capacity to resist the change of pH or POH is maximum. That will be known as best buffer. So these are the terms associated with the buffer solution. First one is buffer range, second is buffer action, third one is buffer capacity, and fourth one is best buffer. So if we know any buffer solution, then these are 4 basic things we should know about that solution. Now let us understand what are the different type of buffer solution which we are going to study in this topic. Types of buffer solution. First one is simple buffer. Simple buffer, for example, it is a salt of weak acid and weak base. Salt of any weak acid, weak base. For example, CH3, COH, combination of CH3, COH and NH4OH, that is CH3, CO, NH4. We add this salt into water, then this salt is going to act as buffer. What is the meaning of that? Water containing CH3CONH4 will try to resist the change in pH. So this is a buffer which is having only one compound. So this is another type of buffer is acidic buffer. It will contain two compounds. Acidic buffer is any solution which is having weak acid along with salt of that weak acid with strong base. So it is a combination of weak acid and salt of weak acid with strong base. For example, any weak acid, CH3COH, and its salt, CH3CONA. The salt should be with strong base. Okay. So in this buffer, there are two compounds. One is CH3COH, other is CH3CONA. This is the resulting solution. This is the resulting buffer solution. Here the resulting buffer solution was this thing. Here the resulting buffer solution is this. It is prepared buffer. Here we have prepared the buffer. First we have prepared the buffer. This is already resulting solution is this. The other type is basic buffer. It also has two compounds. Similar to acidic buffer, just acid ki just replace the acid with base. Okay, so it is combination of weak base with salt of weak base with strong acid. Okay, for example, NH4OH, weak base. Any salt of NH4OH with strong acid, NH4Cl. Any other salt, ammonium sulfate. Okay, ammonium chloride, ammonium sulfate, ammonium bromide. The salt should be with strong acid. So this combination will act as basic buffer. So these are the three types of buffer solution which we need to study. The first one, simple buffer. We will study this buffer in salt hydrolysis. Okay. This topic will be studying salt hydrolysis. But the other two, acidic buffer and basic buffer, will be discussed now. First one is acidic buffer. How we will prepare it? Okay. So either they will give you directly. Okay. Before moving into acidic buffer, let us first do one question. Identify the nature of buffer solution. Out of these three, let us discuss first one. HCOH is weak acid. This is its salt with strong base. So weak acid and its salt with strong base will give acidic buffer. Okay, first one is acidic. What about second one? Second one, it is given NaOH. What is NaOH? NaOH is strong base. What we had studied, the base or acid should be weak. Okay, so this combination, strong base with its salt will not act as buffer. This is not buffer solution. This will not act as buffer solution. Okay. What about this? This is pyridine. Okay. Pyridine is weak base and its salt with strong acid. Weak base and its salt with strong acid will act as basic. Okay, so this is how we can identify whether it is a buffer, and if it is a buffer, then which kind of buffer is given. Okay, now let's study SD buffer. Let us take the first container is of CH3COH, another is of NaOH. It's given M1 V1 M2 V2. First case here, A is equivalent of acid. A is equivalent of acid. That will be equal to M1 into V1 into N factor. In this case, the N factor is 1 or valency factor. It will come as M1 V1. Well, valency factor of CH3COH is 1. B is equivalent of base. M2 V2. Here also the valency factor of NaOH is 1. So A and B. These are just let's say volume is given in moles. Sorry, volume is given in milliliter. So the equivalent will come in milli equivalent, and A will be in milli equivalent, B will also be in milli equivalent. Let's assume in first case, if A is more than B, if A is more than, it means equivalents of milli equivalents of acid are greater than equivalent of base. In that case, after the reaction, acid will remain in surplus while base will act as limiting agent. Okay, so after the reaction, solution will contain CH3COH and NaOH will completely react with CH3COH and give CH3COONA. CH3COH will be present A minus B. The milli equivalent of CH3COH will be A minus B, and CH3CONA will be B. The solution will be having weak base and salt of that, sorry, weak acid and salt of that acid with strong base. So this condition will provide us buffer solution, SD buffer solution. But if A is less than B, it means NaOH is in surplus. NaOH, the milli equivalents of strong base are in surplus. So after the reaction, solution will contain CH3COONA, CH3COH will get consumed. It will act as limiting reagent and it will get completely reacted with strong base. So after the reaction, solution will be having only CH3CONA, sodium acetate, and NaOH. That is strong base, salt with strong base. Not an example of, it is not an example of buffer solution, because solution is containing a species which is strong in nature, strong base. So if a solution after reaction contains strong base, if strong base remains after the reaction, the pH of solution will be determined solely by concentration of strong base. I mean to say the pH of the solution will be determined solely by hydroxyl ion furnished by the strong base. Okay. Hydroxyl ion furnished by strong base. So it is not a case of buffer solution. Okay. Okay. There can be another case where milli equivalent of acid and base are equal to each other. In that case, acid and base both will behave as limiting reagent, and after the reaction both will get consumed and the final product will be salt, only a salt, that is CH3COONA. And it is a case of salt hydrolysis. If we want to determine the pH of a solution containing a salt like CH3COONA, okay, in that case we need to apply the concept of salt hydrolysis, that we will deal in salt hydrolysis. So buffer solution will be obtained only in the case when milli equivalents of acid, weak acid, are greater than milli equivalents of strong base. Then only we will get buffer solution known as SD buffer solution, right? Okay. Now let us discuss the case one of SD buffer solution. A solution which contains weak acid and its salt. Both of these species are present in solution. CH3COH is a weak acid. It will not get completely dissociated into its ions. CH3COH only get dissociated partially, right? While all the salts are strong electrolyte, and until unless mentioned, they will 100%, they will completely dissociate into their ions. On dissociation, it will furnish we can apply equilibrium condition on the equation 1. Equation 1 means equation A. There is no equilibrium in case of B. If we apply equilibrium condition, that is K of CH3COH can be written as acetate ion, hydronium ion upon CH3COH. If we take log on both sides, negative of log, take negative of log on both sides. Negative log K, negative log of CH3CO minus, negative of log of H plus, plus log of CH3COH. If we simplify it, this term, and rearrange it, then it will give expression pH is equal to pKa plus log CH3CO minus upon CH3COH. Basically, CH3COH will come from weak acid. CH3CO minus, it is common ion. It is common ion furnished by weak acid as well as salt. How we are going to determine the concentration of common ion? In most of the cases, the common ion, the concentration of common ion will be from the strong electrolyte. The common ion coming from weak electrolyte can be neglected. Okay, so basically common ion will be coming from both the weak electrolyte as well as strong electrolyte, but in presence of strong electrolyte, common ion effect will be operating on weak electrolyte, so it will give lesser amount of common ion which can be ignored. That is why we can clearly say the common ion, that is acetate ion, is solely coming from salt. We can ignore the acetate ion coming from weak acid, right? Also, if this is weak acid, then it is conjugate base. It is conjugate base of weak acid. So in the expression, if we want to generalize it, it will be pH of the solution can be determined as pK of the weak acid. pK of salt, no, it is pK of weak acid. Then log this conjugate base. Conjugate base is coming from two electrolytes, but the conjugate base coming from the weak electrolyte can be ignored. Okay, you can write the conjugate base coming from salt. In our case, the concentration of salt will be equal to concentration of conjugate base. Okay, so if a salt is producing double number of conjugate base, then here we will use 2 into concentration of salt. If any given salt is producing triple the number of conjugate base, then we will write it here 3 into conjugate base, right? 3 into concentration of salt. It is concentration of acid. This is a general formula which can be applied on any given acidic buffer solution. Just keep in mind that concentration of salt used in this formula is not actually the concentration of salt. It is the concentration of conjugate base. And in most of the cases, concentration of conjugate base and concentration of salt remains the same. Okay. Okay, so this expression is known as Henderson expression. For example, if we want to solve a question, calculate pH of a solution containing okay, the molarity of both the electrolytes are given. Also, the Ka or pK of CH3COH is also given, that is 4.76. Let's say it is given 4.76. Apply the formula. So pH will be equal to pK plus log salt upon concentration of acid. Concentration of acid is 0.1. But if we dissolve this salt into water, then this salt is going to produce twice the CH3CO minus plus Ca plus 2. In the expression, we require the concentration of acetate. So the concentration of acetate will be twice the concentration of the salt. Let's put the value 4.76 plus log 2 into 0.05 into 0.1. If we see, this will come as log 1, and the value of log 1 is 0. So pH will come out as 4.76. If the pH of any buffer solution is equal to its pK, if pH of any acidic buffer solution is equal to pH of is equal to a value of pK, in that case, that buffer solution acts as best buffer. Okay. So at this given condition, this solution will act as best buffer. When pH is equal to pK, buffer solution act as best buffer. So in this lecture, let us restrict ourselves to here only. The other concepts, buffer range, buffer capacity, buffer action, and the remaining topic of basic buffer will be discussed into next lecture. I hope till now everything is clear. Thank you so much.